Hello and welcome to 2 Minute Watches. Today we have a Longines Conquest in Sunray black in a 38mm size. Getting more popular, this kind of smaller size on the wrist. It's that kind of mid-size or kind of like the kind of sweet spot of 38mm fits most wrists. So the black colour makes it a bit more kind of formal, a bit more dressy, but I think also because of the kind of sunburst colour, it gives it a bit more sparkle, but some people do prefer the kind of piano black that you get on, for example, the Black Bay 36 or the Explorer. So do bear in mind it looks a bit more flashy. Adding to that kind of sense of dressiness will be the fully polished bezel, the polished sides of the case, and the mixture of polished and brushed surfaces on the bracelet. For me particularly, I think what really makes it stand out is actually the bracelet. I think the brushing and the polishing contrast is really well done, and it feels very high quality. You've got a nice butterfly clasp there. It really is a step up above the kind of stuff you get at Seiko, which you'd expect. And I think if you held like a Christopher Ward, I think this one feels a bit better than the GADA bracelet that I've tried. I haven't tried the Consort, the one that's a bit more like a Jubilee bracelet. But this is, yeah, very comfortable, very elegant, at the same time quite smart, and also still a bit sporty. So I think it allows you to wear it in an everyday context. Those polished indices looking very sharp. It's one of those things that the Grand Seiko obviously gets a lot of credit for. But at this price point, I think you can't really tell the difference at a range. Quite kind of basic hands. You've got the signed crown as well on the side, and I think it's one of those things that really is. I mean, people call it go anywhere, do anything, but I do get what they're trying to say in a sense of pretty much any day you rock up at work, a dressy event, a more casual event. It kind of works for all occasions. Obviously, you've got the kind of Longines logo there, and the brand recognition comes with it. It's a very well balanced watch, is what I'd say. The only downside is the case is a bit slab-like. It kind of extends it's quite square, if that makes sense. So it does take, although it is short in diameter, I think it's quite, the kind of case shape is quite wide and takes a fair bit of real estate. So that's one thing to think about. But otherwise, I think, at this price point, about £2,000 retail, but you can get it used for quite a lot less. I think this is pretty much for those people looking to step into the luxury end and picking up a second-hand one to kind of check out if they like it. This is very much one to look at. So just to compare, here's like, for example, a 38mm watch in the Hamilton khaki field automatic. You can see a little bit of that overhang here. There you can see the 38 again on the same wrist, so there's a little bit more overhang, as you can see, because of the slab sidedness of the case. But otherwise, if you zoom out, for example, it isn't really as noticeable. And here we've just got a comparison of the two black 38mm watches. Obviously a different kind of vibe in terms of one's a field watch, one's a bit of a dress watch. And quite different price points, but good to get a sense of the differences you'd expect to see given the size profile.